Welcome. Here we are with the 2017 Southeast Regional recap. Tonight I'm joined by Nate Heckenberger from the Daily Local. And Nate, let's chat. Let's talk. What stood out to you today?
Well, I mean, should we start with the last final of the night? Kind of a little drama to end the night.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, it seems like every year, every other year, maybe Council Rock's in one of those feature bouts that ends in controversy. A couple years ago with Trampe and Cummings, and I know there was a lot of South fans upset with the no call tonight. But yeah, it was a good win for Kennerly.
Yeah, I owe the Kennerlys an apology. We had a good laugh today. Brian's mom came and approached me and mentioned I was wrong on my predictions, and I was wrong. I openly admit it. I know you're going to watch this. You tell me you watch everything. Brian gave me a little stare after the match, and later on came up to me before he got on the podium and basically said to me, was like, hey, don't pick against me, and shook my hand. And, so it's pretty cool. Not always right, and fine.
It was a tough call. I mean, they're obviously the top two kids in the state, so you know.
Here's my problem. I watched the match from last year, and it told me, it spoke to me, said Doyle was going to win again, not by pin, but was going to win again. And maybe I shouldn't have watched that. It influenced my pick. I had Kennerly in mind, especially after watching what he did in Medugno from up at Burke last week. I shouldn't have gone against my gut. I went with my head on that one, and it's one of those things where sometimes one's right and the other's not, and it's no exact science. But definitely, the Rock South staff came over, wanted to seat at the table if it was a correct no call. I think after them seeing it slowed down and seeing it again, I think they did agree it was the right call made at the time. So yeah, I think it was good starting off talking about that one.
Yeah, hopefully there's a rematch next week. There very well could be in the state final.
Exactly. So. They're 1-2 in the state for a reason. One guy I got to talk about, Nick Chapman from Hatboro. Had a great tournament, and I said it over and over again, and I'm going to say it one more time. A guy who left 220 because that weight class was stacked. You had Kennerly, you had Doyle, you had Medugno, you had McGuire. Those are your top four right there. Mm-hmm. And Chapman had to be spot on to be number 5. And the writing was on the wall. He knew it. The staff knew it. So they made the jump to heavyweight at 210 pounds, and he becomes the Southeast Region champ. He went into a weight class that was pretty wide open.
Yeah. I talked to another coach right afterwards, and we kind of joked that you wrestle it again next week, and there might be 5 new kids coming out of 285 if you did it all over again. It's just so hard to predict, and it was, like you said, wide open. No real dominant kid there this year.
A lot of weight classes, or a lot of guys, had the opportunity, and it was really like picking that weight class was throwing darts at the names or picking names out of a hat, and like you said, you could have been spot on just by totally random picks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's roll back over to the light guys, to 6-pounders. The Chestmont's own Doug Zaff had a great tournament. Was the hands-on favor, ranked number 1 in the state, and I felt didn't struggle with Lucerne in the final, but Lucerne definitely held his ground there.
For sure, yeah. Lucerne showed he deserved to be there. The thing I thought about Doug Zaff this week, I thought he just wrestled a really smart, controlled pace. He kind of dictated where things went. He didn't try to be flashy. He just wanted to get the win, get a takedown, a couple takedowns if he needed, and he did what he needed to do to get the win. I don't think he was looking for style points this week. Yeah. He just wanted to take care of business. So I thought he did a good job of that.
I think you're right. He gets it. Like winning by 3 points and winning by 12, it doesn't matter. You're moving on and going towards that ultimate goal. And he's going to have his hands full at states, as all of our guys are. I mean, it is what it is. Not that we don't have talented guys. Just that state tournament is just a meat grinder. And but Doug's got himself in a good position. Has a lot of prestige points coming back from last year, and that'll bode well for him with the seeding of the new that format where they're going to seed the champs. So Doug's got to I'm going to do my state predictions later, and I'm not going to make any bold predictions now. But we have some guys of potential, multiple guys that can get to the podium here of the 5 that we're sending, and that's I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know if you want to throw out any bold predictions on how many we put on the podium. I want to sit down and see how the bracket falls first.
Yet.
Although my picks this week, there's a few where we just take a grenade and and throw it, and because it just blew up.
Oh, that's the beautiful thing about this, right? You do the picks for fun, I'm sure, mostly, and it's just fun to see the kids actually come out here and put it all on the line and get some upsets, some big wins. That's what makes it fun.
Well, this is why I don't fill out a bracket for March Madness anymore for NCAA basketball, because I'll fill out the bracket and I'll have my favorites, and then an upset starts to happen, and I'm all in on the underdog and the upset. Nothing against Colin Cronin, but watching Evan Whiting hang with him and almost win the match, it would have created chaos as far as my predictions. But I love to see the underdog come out and win, and that was the case there. So I don't fill out a bracket anymore for NCAA's, but don't worry, I'm gonna still fill out brackets for wrestling. Some might be happy about that, some might be upset given some of the feedback I received this weekend, but it is what it is. So let's go on 113. Wild and Richie, your guy there from the Chessmont. I thought Richie had a great tournament despite the final. I mean, he still wrestled well in the final. Went out and attacked, and had to lead there for a little bit, but had a great tournament overall.
Yeah, I thought he looked like a confident kid today. It's kind of being a recurring theme. Obviously, last year beating Wild and kind of making a name for himself at the regional level, and then obviously that huge win against Meredith today in the semifinals, reestablished that. But Wild kind of, he proved he was the old man in charge, the senior at 113, and took care of business. I think he really wanted to do that after last year. Everything kind of got screwy. He was poised to be in the finals last year. It didn't happen. So he gave up that first takedown, but I think he was cool and calm and just took care of business again. So
yeah. So 120 pounds. One last thing about 113. I was impressed with Killian Delaney this week, as I have been most of the season. And getting the States as a freshman, really taking to Coons there in that 5th place match. I didn't see that coming. I thought it'd be a close match, and Coach Rob Begley had his guys ready to go. Getting 2 through. We'll talk about there a little bit more here. But Parker Burke, I said it before. I said it during the match. The only guy that in this bracket that had a chance to beat Parker was Burke, and it was never in question. Parker just on that other level right now.
Yeah, he seemed pretty motivated just to take, to make sure that Burke didn't have any kind of belief that he could pull the upset. Parker was on it all 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's just fun watching him go. The motor, he's nonstop, and just puts points on the board, and he's very, very tough scorer and always stays in good position. So
his Twitter countdown's coming to an end, so hopefully he'll come through with that prediction this weekend.
So going on, to 126. Again, another matchup that I had Campbell winning, but Fuss, after how he wrestled leading up to the final, it wasn't cut and dry for me, not 100% at least. But Campbell does what Campbell does, right?
It seems like a Boyertown thing almost. Those guys are so battle tested. Fuss, obviously, you might call it an upset against Marino Friday night, but it doesn't seem like the Boyertown kids are vulnerable to upsets. They're just so battle tested. They don't get freaked out if they get put in weird spots. If they get down a quick takedown, they just bounce back. They're strong. They're mentally tough, and you have to be on your game to beat those kids.
Yeah, and Fuss got takedown late, but was too little, too late. So as a result, he's a runner-up. Campbell, Mike said to in the broadcast on the side that Campbell became Boyertown's first 4-time qualifier.
Okay.
And that storied program, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
With the amount of guys, top-level guys they have. He would have been the second. Last year had Jordan would not gotten hurt. He would have been the second, but in any event, he is the first 4-time qualifier. So, Jacob, congrats to that.
He's a real solid kid.
Yeah, hit the 150 win plateau this week too. Again, that Boyertown team just keeps churning them out. That program's, thumping along.
Yeah.
132 pounds. It was Zach Trampe's weight class to lose, and he went out and just took care of business. Eric Fuentes, tough as they come, solid, and right from the start, he had, I think, 4 takedowns in the first period.
Yeah.
It's fun watching him just put points on the board and do that. No slight of any of his opponents. I think he could pin a lot of these guys, but I think he just gets as much practice as possible in. And, Coach Stone Perry said it in an interview before with us, he's one of the most fiercest competitors, if not the most fierce competitor he has ever coached.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you look at last year's state tournament. It was kind of obviously not his greatest tournament. He was frustrated by it, I'm sure. And even in the middle of the year, he was kind of banged up, didn't wrestle a little bit. Got pinned by Hoffman. But right now, he's just on fire. He's going to be a tough out of states if anybody can do it. He's just a cat on his feet.
Yep. Yeah, when he gets going, just watching too in the district duels against Campbell. Again, I don't know anyone's ever beaten Jacob Campbell that bad.
It's the first time he ever gave a bonus points.
Yeah, that's it's something to be said, and it was impressive, and Zach's just on another level. Going to 138, Krona Hutchinson meeting for the third time in a row. It was a wide gap the first week in the Central League final. Hutchinson kind of closed the gap a little bit last week, slowed him down, and then today Cronin again. I think he was looking to do better given how he wrestled on Friday night, and battling a little bit of dehydration, according to some of the rumors floating around. But he was on point today in that final.
Like we said, when he's on point, he's really fun to watch. He's really, really hard to beat, and he does really well. Just you hope he can put that together for all his matches next week, and have the good result.
Yeah, and Eric Hutchinson, I was impressed with him last week, but I wasn't sure I was all in on him yet, and it showed in my predictions. But he came in today, and his shot counter offense, beating Kerry Palmer, and just winning matches today and yesterday, putting himself in the finals. I'm a true believer now, and definitely that Conestoga program's churning out like one or two guys a year that are quality high level guys.
He's had a tough couple of years being in that West District. He's had some really tough brackets. Didn't make it to regionals every year because of that, but a desperate senior. Obviously peaked at the right time, and he's heading to Hershey. So
yeah, he's gonna be a tough out at Hershey. Not a lot of people, and I think I said this during the broadcast. Not a lot of people know about him. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, he's gonna go out and he's gonna
got nothing to lose.
He's gonna go full 6 minutes. He's got a full gas tank all the time.
Yep.
So 145 pounds. It was one of the matches where we weren't sure what was going to happen. I know Bill Rudick took Wendell. We didn't know a lot about Wendell. No, he missed some time. We know how bad.
A little bit of a wild card.
Yeah, he was the wild card, coming undefeated, 14-0, or I think he was 16-0 at the time. Today, but Palmer just was a little in doubt for a while there, but when push came to shove, he rose above.
Palmer and Cronin kind of a little bit alike. Sometimes you watch them and you're like, all right, they hung on to win. It was like a little surprising it was that close, and then when they flip a switch, they just look so good. Palmer I thought looked great against Wendell.
Yeah.
Compared to earlier in the day. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he struggled with Mancini. Not because Mancini didn't wrestle bad. They just had a great match and went back and forth. Their styles clashed, and they were able to counter what each other were doing, and made for a great overtime match. But Palmer really opened up in the final
for sure.
Another Chesmont guy here in the finals. Chase Stevens and Colin Shannon went at it. Shannon from North Penn and Stevens from Coatesville. Again, I had Stevens all the way. I didn't anticipate that pin or the manner in which it happened. I mean, he hit that mixer, from his back essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just saying about his strong hips during the match, and he goes and hits that, and that. I talked with Penn coaches during one of the medal ceremonies real quick, and they said that they thought Colin was getting a takedown, and next thing you know, he's on his back.
Yeah, I mean that's a pivotal point in that match. I mean, obviously it ended, but Shannon had just taken down Chase a little bit ago, and then the start of the next period, Chase is on top. Shannon's just about to reverse him, and he comes up with that. I mean, Stevens isn't always the most technically sound kid, but boy, does he have a couple of tricks in the bag to take care of business.
And he almost makes stuff up on the fly.
Yeah,
like he was kind of trying to guillotine turn without a leg in, and he was almost doing it, and it's like he just almost finds something to hook into. He had the arm back hook. He's he's yanking him back, and he's just so funky and throws so much different stuff at you. Like, it's just hard to wrestle a guy like that.
Yeah, for sure. He got his 150th win that match too, and tied the Chesmont record for pins with 104 with that one too. So
one more. So 160 again, what was thought to be one of the marquee matches. My opinion, didn't live up to the hype. Stillings came out, and I don't know anyone saw that coming. I mean, it was only the final score was 5-0, but it was a dominating performance by Josh Stillings.
Yeah, I mean, I know Kennerly got outstanding wrestler probably because it was during the the feature bout or whatever you want to call it. But I thought Stillings looked as good as anybody this whole tournament. He was never in trouble against some decent kids, and yeah, I thought Resnick would give him a test on his feet, but Stillings was good in every position. Obviously, a beast on top, and that was very impressive by him.
Yeah, it kind of without words, it was there was an exchange, and if you watch that match back, there was an exchange where Coach Norley said, "Hey, do you want to let him up?" And Stillings was like, "No, I'm going to turn him." And he didn't turn him, but just that alpha mentality.
Yep, not giving him an inch.
Exactly. He wasn't going to concede a point if he didn't have to. And anything that I think he reserved the fact that anything that Resnick was going to score, he was going to earn. And so
it's cool that both the Resnick boys are heading to Hershey.
That's
a
awesome.
Good way for that family to
especially
go out.
Luke, getting over the hump, beating David Campbell to in the Conti semis. That was huge for him and his confidence.
Was there 3 sets of brothers going? The Palmers, the Zapps, and the Resnicks. Any others? I'm not sure, but
no, that's good. That's a good stat. 170, the Cinderella of the tournament, Ryan Sharples, came up a little short. His carriage turned back into a pumpkin before he could get home, I guess.
The reason for that is that Cox wrestled in the last 2 weeks. He knows Sharpless' tricks.
Yep.
Sharpless, obviously, very tough on top. And the 3 guys he wrestled on his way to the finals weren't aware of that, and proved out to be very detrimental for those guys. So
yeah, and again, Sharpless gets to Hershey like Hutchinson. No one really knows about him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be grumblings. He's tough on top. Someone's going to watch film and hear us talk about it, and maybe someone knows someone that's going to talk about what he can do on top.
Yeah.
But he's going to be a tough out because you still have to defend it.
Yep.
His hips are funky. I'll tell you what, that takedown he scored on Finn in the semis when Finn had his hips mashed in the ground as he was trying to come around and score the takedown, and the way he scooted out, I talked with Coach Madden about it, and we were like, it defies laws of physics and gravity to what he did to score a takedown. That's all he needed because he got on top, and in third period it was his choice, and he's up 2 points. He takes top and he rides him out. I mean,
he rode Cox out. He rode Cox out in the league tournament too. That kid was a win away from a state medal last year, and Sharpless didn't give him an inch on top.
It was funny. Mark Durant was in the corner right here next to us, and he was just hoping and praying. We're talking about he just had it last in that third period. It was 14-0, and it was holding two back at 12-0, and trying to get turned again and just get that third period. And before the period was even over, you can see Durant with the arm up, getting ready to, hey, we gotta go top.
Yeah, I mean, you have that wild card, you have that home run, swing,
and that's
got a shot.
We talked about guys about that. Dan Labus, another guy, has the ability to turn guys, and it's gonna make they have that ability. Some guys take top when there's when Fuentes took top on Campaign night. I don't think anyone in the building thought Fuentes was going to turn him, but where else are you going to go? He was down man's
you're not going to take him down.
He was going to get cut anyway, so take top and maybe something happens.
Yeah. Labus beat Livingston on a cradle over there in the third place match.
Yeah, we were watching. It was diagonal to us, and he took him down, got him in the cradle, and just held him there. And again, you have that ability to be tough on top, and Chris Berry's another one. We talked about Chase Stevens, guy is tough on top, and they pound you and into submission essentially. So, 182 pounds. The guys, again, one of the unheralded matches where 2 guys were on a collision course for most of the year and didn't see each other was Edwards and Jones, and another match that it went back and forth. I think Edwards tried to force 2 throws that really made the score look more than what it was.
Yeah.
But I think Jones wins that match probably 8 out of 10 times. Jones just I think the contrast in body styles was too much for Edwards when it came down to it.
Yeah, and like we said about Campbell, Jones is just one of those solid dudes. He's not going to put himself in a bad spot. He's gonna wrestle all 6 minutes. You're gonna have to you have to go the whole 6 minutes, and he's not going to give you an inch.
So 195. I'm be being honest. I had Zaff win, and I just felt that he was going to out wrestle Duliakis, and it's again just was my opinion. And I'll tell you what, Duliakis, I think took a level change this weekend with his ability to not just score from his own attacks, but his counter offense was good. And I didn't think he'd be able to ride some of these guys here at the regional level like he did. And so, I wasn't a believer.
Yeah, his defense was great too. Not too many times I've seen Cole Zaff not really get any shots off, but he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, not much more you can say. It was just, I wouldn't say it was a dominating performance, but
he was never in danger of losing.
Exactly. So we talked 220, and we'll go. And we talked about Chapman a little bit, a heavyweight. Guy in that weight class was just, it was a weight class that you said it best. You wrestle it again, and there might be 5 different qualifiers coming out of it. So, in closing on my end, I'm not making any bold predictions just yet about medals at Hershey. We have our high level guys. I think we had 9 of our 10 return medalists back, or 8 of 9, something to that effect. I'd venture to say that those guys are poised to repeat as medalists. But I'm not going to go out and right now just yet go out and pick any first time medalists to be out there. Maybe Doug Zaff. That's about it.
Yeah.
But not trying to snake bite him or jinx him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's tough to do that without seeing the brackets for one. But obviously, let these guys celebrate their accomplishments and enjoy the moment that they get to go to Hershey, and then they can start thinking about who they have to wrestle tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Yeah, short week, so they're gonna get practice. I don't know how many programs will give their guys a day off on Monday just to rest and recuperate past Sunday as well. And then you got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You're making the trip out to Hershey and making weight again, and then it's win or go home, or put up time to. Go at home and go and get some not go home, but go home and get some hardware. And I personally can't wait. I am hoping to be out there for a good bit of it, but I'm definitely be out there. My favorite day is Saturday in the morning. I have no issue going to watch the semis and see those Conti semis, and then get home in time to watch the finals, and plenty of time to watch it from the friendly confines of my house. But that might change this year. I might stay for the finals.
Depends. Hopefully we got a couple guys in there.
Yeah, if we got some guys in there, we'll make some get some content for the site and stuff like that. But Nate, thanks for sitting in. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to your articles and everything you do. Thanks for covering wrestling. Really appreciate everything you do. Love the article about Edwards that you did this week.
Thank you. Yeah.
And maybe you need to start writing about Sharples a little bit more. I know.
Mark Duran already got my ear on that one, so I made sure to get him in the paper last night.
Exactly. He's Mark's a good ambassador for his guys. Sharples sending him off with a good send off out of District 1 here. So
yeah, for sure.
But that's gonna be the wrap, folks. We'll definitely be in touch, and we'll talk to you. I'll be doing predictions this week, and probably some interviews out at Hershey if all goes as planned. So again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the feedback, and we'll talk to you. Thanks. Good night.
Good luck, everybody.